Hello friends, welcome to another episode of AJ Podcast. Today we are discussing about something that is so much relative to whether towards the common man of this country. Today we have a guest from Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha or BJP. Today Suyash Pandey is here. We are discussing with e-governance and technology and new age governance with Suyash Pandey. Right now working as an advocate at Supreme Court of India. Apart from this, he is national co-in charge policy research and training of BJP Youth Wing. Also Y20 India track chair. Originally he is from Bhilai in Chhattisgarh. So welcome Suyash sir. Welcome.
Chip, namaste.
Yes. Suyash, if don't mind, could you tell me little bit about yourself so our audience also introduced by yourself if I miss something? Yeah.
No, Archit, I think you have covered most of the things that
Yeah.
I am up to nowadays. Yes, I belong to Bhilai in Chhattisgarh and I've done my law from
Hmm.
National Law University, Raipur, and I'm practicing in the Supreme Court. Alongside my practice, I am also serving the Bharatiya Janata Party in the Bharatiya Janata Yuva
Hmm.
Morcha as the national policy and research co-in charge.
Yes.
So I get
Yes.
to travel a lot. I get to know a lot of stories. I
Yeah.
encounter a lot of governance issues.
Yeah.
So it's altogether a great experience
Yeah.
working with world's largest tech.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Yes. So yeah, that's a great thing. First and foremost, the best thing you are working with Supreme Court of India, and if you are advocate there, so it's a very cool thing, and it's more about like you handling the cases of this country at a very big pace, not a small cases, but it's a very cool thing that you have. Let's get started. So today I'm discussing about the technology and new age governance. First and foremost, I would like to put up some light on this topic. So it's more about governance with the assistance of the internet. If I'm give a very simple analogy, he government with the help of assistance of the internet. So nowadays if we see that previously what we are facing, that we need to go to the long queues for small changes, for small Aadhaar changes as well as small PAN card changes. Now it's very easy. It's a cakewalk type of thing. If we are able to do things with a simple click, with just like a sending a message over WhatsApp, just like a doing a small changes in a very small little bit point of time. So this has happened due to the technology and new age governance is there. So if I give a very good example of this, previously for the passports it takes us so much time, but now it takes hardly a few days to get your passport. So it's also a real life example of new age governance. Because why Swash is here? Because Swash is also a part of a ruling party somewhere or somewhere else. So he's very good person to explain about these things. And yeah, also he's a part of a policy making. So he knows the policy, how policies are built up, and also explain the why this new age governance is there. So yes. So first and foremost, I would like to ask I have a very good curiosity about that. That digital India put up a so much impact on everyone of this country. So how has the digital India campaign transformed governance in India and put up some real life example of successful e-governance initiative implemented in the country as a result?
Yeah, thanks, Archit, for asking this. To start my take on your query or question, I would like to quote from your introduction only that you told that today we'll be discussing some issues related to the common man. So this journey of digitization or technology being an exclusive domain of certain class of persons or uh, being concerned with a set of professionals to being a toolkit or a tool of a common man, this definitely sheds light, this transformation, on the vast impact of the Digital India program that was brought in by the union government few years back. To explain this, I think if I'll enlist the initiatives and series, it will be a very long discussion. You can just observe the transformation. Let me tell you, this month I traveled from Delhi to Chhattisgarh to Bangalore to Chhattisgarh to Delhi. Not for not at a single place in the airport, in any of the airports, I had to keep a hard copy of my ticket. Neither I spent a penny. I was having 10 rupees note in my wallet when I started the journey, and again having 10 rupee. I came back with that 10 rupee note. The entire transactions that I did in all these parts of the country was through digital payment, through UPI or through some debit card or credit card transfer. So this is the change that I can see in my, what you can say, lifestyle, and I'm sure that this lifestyle change has been followed and observed by everyone. Now, keeping no money is a trend. People can go anywhere without money with just a phone in their hand. Everywhere you can see like the impact of the digitization of services. For example, when we talk about governance, massive transformation has come up. The transparency that is being brought in the system with the use of technology, with the right intention. The technology is where there earlier as well, but with the right intention, with the correct policy frameworks, and with the strict orientation towards results, we can see that how Digital India program has transformed the lives of millions of people, like almost all of us. I want to give examples. You can consider for students or common man, it is DigiLocker, wherein you can store all your identity proofs, identification through Digi Yatra app. To education, so from accessing classrooms and courses and refreshers on your mobile app on a very small smartphone of 7,000 rupees, to conducting various conferences or and organizing various international events with the use of digital media, or with the use of, you can see, video conferencing softwares and everything. The entire lifestyle has been transformed. A very interesting app, ABHA, was launched by the Ministry of Health or the National Health Authority. ABHA keeps tracks of all your prescriptions and all your medical issues related history. And so that again, if you go to some other doctor, the doctor can log into your ABHA account. You not keep your prescription with you. So this is something like I have a friend who was a doctor. I asked him, what problems do you face in the rural areas? He said, the first problem that I face is that my patients don't keep or they don't preserve their last prescriptions or the medicine list. Things like these can be handled through such software. And that e-Sanjeevani, the teleconsultation, you will be amazed to know that this year 10 crore teleconsultations were completed by the e-Sanjeevani, which also gives some OPD related services. So I think this is just the starting. I can narrate more examples when we dive deep into the system. But the larger thing about the Digital India narrative is that it has reached every person. The government's model of implementing Digital India is something worth exploring. That earlier the people criticized that how can digital payments be accessed by everyone, or how can digital services or how can governance through digitalization can be taken to everyone in such a nation, 1.3, 1.4 billion people. But no one, not every person has internet, not every village has internet. Then the government made a system wherein it will take Digital India or digital services to those people who are not tech savvy. The CSC centers, common service centers, 2.5 lakh common service centers were established across the rural parts and the urban parts of the country. So instead of going from your village to the collectorate or the district or tehsil headquarters, you need now you now only have to go to the nearest common service center, wherein you will get everything. Your scholarship related issues, your uh, application for various government schemes, your application for various identity related things, your application for uh, your application to now open a startup also. You can avail it at a common service center. So these things, this is how the government has made a concerted effort to actually bring digital India uh, to the right place. This was from my side.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. So now, I have another curiosity is that what role does Aadhaar play in enhancing governance process in India?
Yeah, Aadhaar has been a milestone and a turning point, I must say, in bringing the critical governance related transformations in our country. For example, that the Aadhaar has disrupted, I would say, or changed the entire identification system in the government as well as the private domains. Uh, when we are talking about Aadhaar, the first thing we should not miss is the iconic gem Jandan Aadhaar Mobile Trinity that was uh, that has created history in the financial inclusion landscape of India. The Jandan accounts were introduced by the government, the zero bank account. When banks were considered to be like privileges of the rich people, and credit card was a mark of credit card, or having a debit card was a mark of, you can say, status or your richness, and included them in the financial what you can say the the trails of our the economy. I must tell you that United Nations had given a target of a certain number of bank accounts to India for financial inclusion for 15 years. That target was achieved within 2.5 years of introduction of this Jandan Aadhaar mobile trinity. Uh, Close to 47 crore Jandan accounts have been opened till then. 27 crore women beneficiaries. So you have actually formalized or brought in all these money which was kept by our people in their home. There was always risk of getting it stolen, or it is not becoming a part of the formal economy, going out of the formal economy. So more in 2023 only 14 crore transactions have been done, and the financial inclusion target we have surpassed the every objective given to us, but we are moving towards 100% financial inclusion. The ease of governance, definitely needless to say that it has Aadhaar has brought in great change in that domain as well. So Aadhaar was just the starting of transforming governance.
Yeah, great. So, so now my another question is that what impact has the open government data platform had on transparency and accountability in Bharat?
Okay, very interesting question. This is, I think, many of our citizens are not aware about the open government data or this platform that has been introduced by the government. Basically, it gives information, or it has given open access to the various relevant information, statistics, figures on a lot of things that are relevant for the common. See, as we say that data now in the new age, data is money. Like earlier, it was petrol, was considered as a resource. Data is also a very big resource. But giving the access to these resources in a very moderated and in a very controlled way is something that this government is doing, that this government is mitigating all those aspects or possibilities in which a citizen unnecessarily spend money or being look after uh, to some person by paying or by buying it if it is its for its own requirement or necessity. In that way, open government data it is making it more competitive, the market, but in an healthy way for the entrepreneurs, for the uh, consumers, but also for the citizens in overall. It has given an open access to explain our people more on what is open government data. You can just log into data.gov.in. I'll just log in from your side. Very interesting information and very basic information that we all need in day-to-day life is given here. For example, if I click on the health and family welfare thing uh, tab, so I'll get a list of uh, all the hospitals which are empaneled under the central government health scheme, all the list of licensed drugs in India, or the list of uh, wellness centers which is very well arranged or collated city-wise, or the facility for printing. Then when I go to the youth column, when I go to youth and sports, I can see that state-wise details of youth hostels are given in India. So if I go to some state or some part of the country, I can see where is the hostel, government run youth hostel, or the government youth hostel is there, and I can access those youth hostels at a very low cost, or the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan programs where it are being done. What all delegations are going under the International Youth Cooperation Program, or what all delegations have gone to the scholarships available to the sports persons, to blogs, to everything. So there are several blogs for the urban spaces, or then there is data on the judiciary, law, remedies. So a lot of it's like an ocean. You can just collect more and more information on that platform, and it will never be.
Yes. So now,
This is a great feat. Yeah. Next question you can ask us.
yeah. So nowadays, e-tendering is so much famous because that was not achievable in the past, because previously tenders have a traditional approach in the past. So now I have a question: how e-procurement and e-tendering system enhance transparency in government contracts?
Secondly, this is a very big reform, I must say, that has come up in our business that the government does.
Yes.
When we are talking about e-procurement, I'll talk about two things. One is how e-procurement is benefiting the farmers. Uh, to give you an example, and then I'll talk about the GEM portal, the uh, government e-marketplace, that how it has transformed the tenders and tendering processes across the country. So e-procurement of grains, how the farmers are selling grains to e-procurement, this is a very interesting thing. Many states have adopted it. That while purchasing grains from the farmers, what used to happen that after the season, the farmer used to collect all his grain. He used to go there, and then for several days, uh, the turn of the farmer, when he was not aware when his turn will come and when he would sell it, how much he has sold, how much they have purchased,
Yes.
for what amount, what receipt has been given to him, and what amount has been transferred to him. There was no transparency and a lot of discretion of those persons, either the merchants who were facilitating this thing, or
Yes.
or the uh, authorities. But now in e-procurement of grains, it is very simple. The farmer will give an information: I want to sell so and so amount of grain.
Yes.
He'll receive an SMS. Through SMS, he'll receive a confirmation that you come to so and so date.
Yeah.
The farmer goes, sells that. He gets a receipt.
Yeah.
He gets a message through then that particular amount. Before he reaches home, it gets transferred in his particular bank account. So that so so this is how the life of the and the exploitation of the common man has been mitigated.
Yes.
Now I'll come to government e-marketplace. So tender was somewhere something which people used to relate with muscle power, approach, money, corruption. All these things where that word tender or the process of tender was considered as incomplete. But now with the advent of government e-marketplace, not only the small buyers or the
Yes.
government buyers have gotten more options at effective prices, but also the sellers across the country have now got access to this government machinery. Earlier, the, being a government supplier for very small things was also used to be
Yes.
a political status or a status of symbol for a person who is having a.
Yes.
But what you will see is that now it's like it's more easy than going to Flipkart or
Yes.
Amazon or buying
Correct.
something.
Yeah.
That you go and you can you just place your order. You can float a tender. The sellers
Yes.
can apply. Everything is mechanical and automated. The lowest bids, low person decides with a pen or paper what is the lowest bid, who has passed the technical test. It's all you can say automated and transparent. Uh, you will be amazed to know that there are 67,000. I think there are more than 60,000 government sellers, government departments who are uh, sorry, government buyers, the government departments who are buying uh, or procuring a number of items from the GEM portal. There are more than I must look for the data. Yeah, 58 lakh sellers. It must have crossed 60 lakhs by now. 60 close to 60 lakh sellers. So you can see the pace at which it is increasing. In all these digital India examples I'm giving, you can see one thing, that the government has focused on reducing the physical interface and more bringing the technology into play and bringing transparent.
So as the AI can take their feet on this earth, okay. For everywhere is AI, even from this camera to microphone, even in this recording software. So now the question is there, how artificial intelligence and Internet of Things being utilized by the government of Bharat?
You can say that once you have internet, that AI is the next step or to actually implement the governance processes, and how AI and you can say IoT infusion in the governance process is rapidly transforming, is disrupting the conventional norms for the good. Let me give you an example now that the government will be monitoring the crops from with the use of drone and through AI, the pictures that will be taken from the drone, the in the database, the system will actually compare these pictures of crops over a period of time, and if there is any behavioral change, it will all automatically indicate. Or to a very interesting example, uh, now I'll tell you in from foreign that many municipal corporations should take up. Like when once your dustbin is full, a green light signal will, a red light signal will be there that don't throw that dustbin, and this message will go to the nearest municipal corporation, whatever in charge or concerned authority to actually empty that dustbin. So these are some small things
Yes.
of land disputes, land demarcation. Uh, when we go from means decades it takes to resolve those disputes. With the help of AI and drone mapping, we can actually demarcate the land. We have digitized our land records and we can correct them. We can come up with a system for such things. So another a very interesting example of AI is that we have also already started in the traffic signal. So the AI can map the traffic route. It can tell from one signal to another an estimate of vehicles that are traveling, how many vehicles are waiting, how much time it needs to be given uh, for one side to let the vehicles cross. So uh, doing each anan. So no police wala will ask you or leave you after taking a bribe. If you are breaking the rules, if you have crossed the zebra crossing, a photograph will be taken and it will be the challan will come to your home. So all these things are amazing examples of AI in technology.
Yes.
I can go on and on the various new examples, new things that will be coming up. And for the second part, the digital India. So
Yeah.
the norms or rules regarding the digital India or implementation uh, of, you can say, digitization of services or anything related to uh, to these affairs, we need new laws, and the government is already working on that. Till now, what the government has done, that the government has several times changed the rules, brought in amendment in the rules. Very recently, intermediaries rules, new guidelines were brought in, and the new Digital India Act is underway.
Yes.
I was having a word with our national president, who also happens to be a member of committee of, you can say,
Yes.
uh, the IT committee. First thing is to protect the fundamental rights of the citizens, to not compromise on the integrity of India, to ensure that these multinational companies and organizations are also not are also under the purview and under the jurisdiction of Indian law to the extent of their functioning in
Yes.
India. No company is higher or bigger than the sovereign nation. No social media platform can surpass the Indian government laws or the Indian government mandate to protecting rights and dignity of every citizen of India, to ensure the security of India, and to ensure that our agencies have an access to these companies, these social media intermediaries, or the tech related companies that are working in India. So these are some of the resolves which will be reflected in the very upcoming Digital India Act.
Yeah.
No tech companies or no giant can circumvent the digital sovereignty of our country. So this is the resolve of the government. It seems from the draft rules also, or the draft.
Wait.
Yeah.
So now, last but not the least, how has the Bharatian government pushed for the digital payments? Okay, so for the economy as well as for to bridge the digital divide and promote digital literacy.
It's very nice to see that how you actually articulate your questions, Akshay, and you also relate the relevant issues, that how the push for the encouragement for digital payments have also led to digital literacy when it becomes a requirement.
Yes, correct.
I remember that the former finance minister of India mocked the government efforts or plan on digitization and the digital introduction of digital payments in the system. So they used to say, whether you go to a street vendor or a sabji wala, and he'll be having a debit card and he'll enter your PIN code, and all these kinds of mockings were used to done. But the introduction of UPI, which is the very own Indian idea, that cost-free transactions, hassle-free transactions, small transactions, have changed the entire scenario. Like the example we discussed, how we are not carrying our wallets anymore.
Yes.
More than 14 lakh crore rupees have been what you can say transacted in the past few years since the inception of UPI in India. We are topping in digital payments in the world. Now India is giving UPI. Countries like Singapore are coming to India, collaborating with India to actually implement UPI. I am a Y20 track chair, so I get to interact with a lot of delegates from the different G20 and other member nations, most of which are the leading economies and the developed countries. I must tell you that nowhere in the world such a robust e-payment system is there like in India, which is very much decentralized. From a village to five-star hotel, you can access digital payments, and everyone is now opening up to it. This government's push for digital payment has actually made people who were not part of the financial system to actually include them. Number one. Number two, when people have to access and people are finding it convenient to use digital payment, there is more accountability, there is more transparency, there is more ease. So people also adopt this digitization, and uh, they are they are tempted to become digitally more literate, more aware, and more savvy. So this in turn has changed the entire ecosystem. I must discuss the Palnar example here. Palnar is a very small village in South Chhattisgarh in a Naxal hit district. So when COVID hit, so it was very difficult for the people there to actually go to the city and do all these transactions. So the district collector there at that point of time emphasized on digitized payment. And within 2 or 3 months, the entire village of Palna became digitized, and zero money village, they used to say that zero paper money village, it was transformed into. So I think a good credit also goes to the government, which actually had confidence on our citizens, and then of course the major amount of credit goes to the citizens who have adopted this digitization of services. uh, India has a lot to give to different countries. There was a time when our prime minister used to say that I send 1 rupee from Delhi and it gets 15 paisa the beneficiary gets. Now the PM here just do one click and lakhs of crore rupees in the either the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. We have several times seen that all these direct benefit transfer scheme money directly goes into the bank account of the beneficiary at the same point of time. There are no leakages. Leakages is not at all an issue. The you will see that elections are very good. You can say benchmarks or elections are very good time to actually observe that how the change in governance or the government
Yes,
has
correct.
been brought. So you will see that from the past two elections, the upcoming elections and the 2019 election, corruption is no more an issue. No leader has to come and say that we will do away with corruption. All the opposition parties and everyone is running after some other thing, but no one is saying that we'll prevent the common man from corruption, we'll ensure better services. So I think Digital India, with a very good intention, right application, has a major contribution to this. To education, that Swayam Prabha TV can now there are online channels. The government has made is education accessible to all. The real idea of Antyodaya, that so very interesting blend of digitization and Antyodaya, that reaching the last mile person with the use of digitization. This was I think a good note to conclude. And if you have any more questions, I am more than happy to.
So thank you so much, Suyash Pandey, sir, for the coming and giving your precious time for our viewers. So this talk is so much valuable and so much precious for everyone who would like to know about the e-governance and technology. So thank you so much again. So
Thank you, Archit. Very good interacting with you, and I I'm looking forward to this launch of or the release of this particular discussion. And thanks to all the viewers for the patient listening. And please use more digitization, uh, save paper, save environment, bring more transparency, and be cool. Thanks. Be cool like our Prime Minister. Thank you.